What's good, YouTube? Welcome back for episode 8 of Automating an Empire. In the last episode, we tested out the Dominator and checked into it and found out that it was actually not quite finished yet. So I went on and replaced the very large lasers with the small lasers just to see if those work any better, because I can't get them to leave the save game. And added a bunch of thrusters. I do have them a little off here, I just noticed, but I'll have to fix that later. But I think we should be good to go this time. So we're gonna head on to the moon this time and see what's going on with that. Hopefully we can actually get a base up. I went and took apart an orc death ship that tried to come in on our base while I was in between episodes. So I took it apart with this ship, and I've got everything that was in that ship on board. So we're going to do a quick moon trip, and we're going to see about maybe putting a base on the moon today. Okay, we're going to have to do a blind jump since we don't have a GPS for the moon yet. Looks like we actually jumped straight past the moon. Alright, I've got it set up to where I can dig this out now. And I have a bunch of storage set up here for picking up the stone, and I've got some refineries running. I'm putting speed modules in all the refineries. As soon as this is done, we can head back over towards the base. This guy right here decided he wanted to come bump into my ship while I was working. And basically I just hacked him down just to get him away from me. Alright, so I'm gonna let this keep digging while I go back to the base and get stuff straight over there. I want to work on the base a little bit more today, so that's what we're gonna do the rest of the episode. Now that we're back at the base, I'm gonna start working on the hangar bay area here real quick. There's some stuff that I was wanting to do. I need to redesign a lot of the ship over here now that I know how much thrust I'm gonna need. I'm gonna need a ton of thrust if I ever want to bring anything back down to the planet. So I'm actually gonna do some nacelle design here to add on to the side of it so I can get tons and tons of thrust in all directions. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drag it out to the side here and then go front and back with a nacelle front style setup. So that's gonna be very shortly, but for now I'm grinding down the base here, the stuff that we don't need to keep, and getting it ready for everything else. I just realized that I need to set the color for these build and repair. There we go. Had them fighting each other. So I'm getting rid of all the stuff that we had originally for the base and moving it elsewhere. Alright, I've run a connector down to here. So I need to get rid of this one. And add a conveyor junction here. There we go. We now have a full connection to both parts of the base that is running behind the wall here. So what I did is I just dug a channel underneath the walkway here and underneath here, down through here and down the side there, so everything's connected up, or will be connected up just very shortly. Alright, it's all connected and hidden out of sight, so I can get rid of the rest of this stuff here. Alright, so I've gotten the basic structure for the hangar down, so I just need to come through here and get rid of this material here and this material here. Then I need to mark out the dimensions of this room so I can go through and basically mark it out over here on the building platform so I know exactly how big I can build when I build outside. So I'm going to go on and get rid of the material now. Okay, so I've got the raw structure for the hangar completely done now. So we've got the flooring decided where it's going to be. We've got the walls and the ceiling here. I'm going to have to do something a little bit different with this right here. I think I'm going to do this and taper it to make it fit. I'm actually out of steel plates. I gotta wait for some more to make. So in the meantime, while I'm waiting on that, I'll probably start tearing down the ship here. Actually, I might want to measure this out, see how many blocks there are here. That way I know exactly how big we can go. See if we can get rid of this little glitch real quick. I don't think we can. That's just a visual glitch there. Hopefully that fixes itself. But yeah, I need to grab some steel plates here to measure this out. So hopefully we've got a few. I don't think we have any left. No, we don't. We're going to end up needing a ton of steel plates. So I'm just going to queue up like 100,000 of them. As many as I can. Okay, I'm removing everything down to the armor here. The only thing I want on this right now is going to be armor. That way we can redesign the nacelles to contain everything. I want the entire ship to be armored as much as possible. Alright, so I think I've gotten one side of it done. It's massive, I agree, but if we want to be able to fill it up and carry it home, we're pretty much going to need to be this big because we need all this thrust. So hopefully that'll work out. I'm going to do the other side later because that's going to take quite a while, and I need to rework some of the weapon systems too. But for now, I think we're good on that. I'm going to go ahead and start working on the inside here. I do need lights in here real quick, so let me find some lights. I'm going to go with the extreme lights because you don't need as many of them. And as big as we're building the base, it's probably a better idea to use the extremes. So let me toss one around midway here. I think this would be a decent spot. And control middle click. And radius goes all the way up to 100. Or actually you can go to what, 200 I believe. Yeah, there we go. And we'll change the intensity since it's daytime all the time. There we go. This will light up this entire room once it's closed off. Which I do plan on actually adding doors to this as well. Once I get this room built, I will probably start doing some creative mode building. Not doing creative mode in the game. What I'm going to do is I'm going to save this save as creative mode. And then edit that. Basically go into creative mode, build what we're looking for, blueprint it, and bring it into this world and do it with the build and repair. That way I don't have to continue to single place like this. Alright, we're going to be building a bunch of these needlers here. So what I want to do is I want to go ahead and mark out the spots for them so I can run the piping and stuff where I need to. So that's what we're about to do now. I want to run the piping completely hidden off from the rest of the world. So I'm trying to figure out what would be best for that. I think we're just going to come up out of the flooring a little bit. Ooh, I just noticed something. Some of these guys that have been attacking us actually managed to take out a couple of these thrusters here, so I need to fix that real quick. There we go. Now these are going to be standard needlers. That way we can still use the PAM system, which actually I think is definitely superior to the drill and fill. The reason being is the drill and fill isn't very automated. You have to manually fly over there, and I can't really think of an easy way to make it come back when it fills up and stuff like that. And I don't think that PAM works with drill and fill. Now if that was the case, that would be perfect. I think around right here would be a good spot for one. Okay, so I'm going to mark this one to get rid of it. We're gonna get rid of this one, and we're gonna have the connector come up through here. So let's see. There we go. Now I can run this conveyor. Actually, I want to do something a little special here. I want to run... I need another conveyor here. That way we can run a single conveyor node to everything. I just got to figure out where we're going to tap in. I think right here would be the best spot to tap in. And if I want to, I can run this straight down the side here for everything else. So that'll work out perfectly. We just need to figure out our spacing and we are good to go. So now this one's completely piped into the base. Yeah, it's definitely piped in, alright. There's an issue. Whenever you cut off the sorters on this thing, every time you reload your game or anything like that, the sorters are basically turned back on, and I don't really know why. I think it's just the problem with the game save state or whatever. It's kind of annoying, but I'll deal with it if I have to. Okay, so now the next thing is for me to paint this area right here. I want to go right on the outside of this. Alright, so this will basically say this area needs to stay clear. That'll also help me when placing my next one. So I can go ahead and mark enough out for all of these now that I've got the dimensions. How many is that? 1, 2, 3. Okay. Actually, I have an idea. I'm gonna paint these according to what color that they're sitting in. That way we know exactly what's what. Each one will be a different color. We'll know exactly which one's supposed to go where. This will come in handy later when we've got them all coming in and out on a regular basis, because these guys are going to be basically non-stop mining for us. Their job's just going to be to come in, drop off, and leave. Ooh, wait. Yeah, that's perfect. Nice. And we'll do green for this one. Uh-oh, that is not perfect. Oh well. We'll have to just make another one somewhere else. I'm trying to figure out if I want to put them on the other side of the room first, or if I want to put them up. I think up may be good. So say I would have to actually make a floor for this. That way, if anything ever happens where they lose connection, they will just fall directly to the floor here. That's the reason why I want them so close to the floor. Alright, get rid of this one. And do the paint for this one. Need to go grab an interior plate here. And move this guy forward just a tad. For the conveyor. Or connector. Alright, so this will be the way that we're gonna set this up right here. So we're gonna continue to go down and we're gonna give these guys a spot. I'm not sure how many of them we want to run yet. It's according to how many nodes we can find. But this is basically how we're gonna have these guys. And they'll be constantly going out grabbing stuff for us. Now, this one's not gonna be going out grabbing stuff because it's actually using the nanobot system. But the rest of them are actually gonna have drills just like this one over here. I'm also gonna see if Pam can handle spaceflight, as in leave the planet to go to space, grab, and then come back. That's going to be a test I'll do this week sometime. Alright, so I went with the lighter shades on the bottom and the darker shades on top, and basically kept it color coded there. And I've gotten all of that done. I even color coded, I I even color coded the connectors and stuff too. There we go. And I need to grab this color and do the same thing with these. There we go. All done. So now that we've got that almost done, I just need to finish this color. I made a little boo-boo here. Now that we've gotten this done, I think the next step, which I'll start on in the next video, will be to actually go ahead and print a bunch of these guys and go find a bunch of materials and just start mining the materials. Let's see, that'll give us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 miners. We may need more, I'll figure it out in a little while. But in the next episode, we're gonna work on that. We're gonna finish off this hangar bay area and work on the ship over here a little bit more. And probably go ahead and pick up the orc ship that fell over there. Thank you for watching the video all the way through. If you haven't already, please drop a like to let me know that you did. Also, if you haven't subscribed yet, please think about subscribing to help us reach our goal of 1,000 subscribers. If you like what you saw and you want to see more, click one of the videos on your screen now. Thank you. Have a nice day.